So Sean, we've come to East Cork this morning, early December.
Yeah.
And you've a large calf to beef operation here, and it's something we don't see too often, so it's a good opportunity maybe to see how it works.
Well, you're more than welcome to call, walk away down, we'll see.
Yeah.
You know, there's two sheds there on the straight line. There's 6 pins here and there's 10 below on the next one there, and we'll go down for a walk along down.
Yeah. So these animals are ready, are they, some of them?
They'll be all ready now as soon as the factory will take them away. Like, you know, there's 42 in each pin now in this shed, and the same in the shed below.
Okay.
And people often ask about the wires there, you know. But the wires are just there for the bulls, like.
Yeah.
That they don't be fighting, you know, and jumping on each other. So that's...
Is it all bulls?
All bulls, yeah.
Yeah.
Full bulls, yeah.
Yeah. And was that always the case?
Always, yeah.
Yeah. Any reason for that? Was it a premium you're chasing, or...?
I'd say it is just the way that's the system the lads work. Like they buy in all bull calves and they just keep them till finish as bulls. Like.
Yes.
But it was nearly always Friesians. But this year the next lot of calves that are coming on now, there's a mixed lot of calves inside it. There's you know, there's Charlies, there's Limousines, there's Belgian Blues, there's everything there. But they're coming on nice now, like, you know.
So they all spring 24 are animals here now.
All spring 24, yeah.
Okay.
We get them there around. Generally, we wait till about the first week of February.
Yes.
And we get them in a fairly tight, you know, we don't want to be feeding calves all year, so we get them all in a tight window, like, and get them finished, like.
Bought direct on farms or through marts?
No, they were all bought in through farms.
Yeah.
Liam likes to deal away with the same farmers all the time, you know.
Yeah.
Just, he knows them and for disease and all that. He buys them in that way, but I suppose people ask how would you feed the volume of calves, but, like, you know, it is the New Zealand milk bars we use 2 of them, like, and they'd be over in the other sheds there. Just 2 quads, we make the milk above and we bring it across 2 quads. It's only one man making the milk, one man driving the 2 quads and one fella in charge of the pins. He just makes sure the calves are all drinking and we work the way down. It takes 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, depending, you know, when they're young at the very start they'd be a bit slow, but it works fine for us. And you know, just keep a bit of ration to them and keep a bit of good bedding to them, and you know.
Yeah. So feed-wise, we're Monday morning here. So were they fed yesterday, Sunday, or?
They were fed. He feeds them twice a day.
Okay.
So he'll come out there now and he'll push that in there when he comes out, and he feeds them every evening and every morning. But, like, you'll have to push it in a couple of times a day. They're eating a pile of. Yeah. It is all diet feeder. We'll show you there in a minute. An Abbey twin tub diet feeder, but they're on maize. There's straw, there's beet, there's pulp in it, there's soya, there's maize. Like, it's a good diet, but Liam will be out there and we'll have a chat with him about that. But
yeah, I suppose, look, you have to feed twice. Maybe there's no feeding at the other end. Then all the feeds on one side only.
It's all out here. Even the other shed there, the 10-column shed, you can feed at both sides of it, you know. Yes. But we've tried it, feeding it on the outside, the inside, and everything. But the cattle seem they're happier there in the middle. But sure, does, like, it's easy come in there with the load all and the V bar in the front and just push in the feed. Yes. And them animals of that size, they're nearly all day eating. Like. Okay. Yeah. You know, But you'd see them even. They're all up there now. They know the time in the morning, but. Like, when you go down there, they're settled, they're content.
Yeah, and they're quiet here.
They're quiet. You'd see there, it's nice to walk down through them during the day. They'd be all lying down content inside there for a couple of hours. But
so how long are they inside now, say? When do they go in the autumn?
They're in about 90 days. About 90 days. But, like, you can feel there, like, them cattle, it's just the air that's in it now. It's unusually mild, like, you know. Like, once you come into the shed, you can nearly feel yourself sweating, but them cattle are all right because they're in it so long. Okay. But, like, you'd be even a bit nervous now to be bringing in new weanlings, like, like that. They're high sheds, they're airy, like, which is a challenging year. Yes. For bringing in fresh cattle, like. Yes. They'll go away. There's 2 loads in each pin, like, so, you know, you'd work away down through them there now. So. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks there'll be plenty of room there again. Are you selling based on weight, or are you selling based on a pen, or, you know, would you select based on weight? We pick out the best. Yeah. And it isn't easy to separate bulls, but we still separate them up as best we can. But you see, if you hadn't the wires, you couldn't mix them, you know. Okay. They'd fight, like. Okay. But the wires will stop them once they know the wires are there. They won't fight, like, you know. We'll have a walk down along into the other shed for it.
Some Mulcahy steel I see in some of the sheds here. Yeah. Yeah. John does a lot of the work.
He done that one. Why didn't he do this one as well? And he done the two new ones in here.
Beet is a big part of the diet, so anyways.
It's a big part of it, but we sell a lot of beet, like.
Yeah, washed beet.
Well, it all depends. It goes through the cleaner loader. Every load goes through the cleaner loader. If a fella wants it washed, we'll wash it.
Yeah.
And we can chop it as well, but generally, like if you're bringing a lorry load of beet, 30 ton of chopped beet, a fella want to be large scale because it only lasts 3 days maximum. Or else he'd want to be, you'd see later in the springtime there, a fella might buy in 150 ton, he might pull out the maize pit and mix it back in and make a buffer feed for the summertime. Like,
yeah. And will it only last 3 days when it's chopped?
If it's mixed with something to last longer, but if you bought it, like even we only chop the beet every day for the bulls there, like, 2 days even, you get 3 days out of it, but you'd see it's nicer to keep it fresh, like,
Yeah. A strong area for beet traditionally down here in this part of the world.
It is a strong.
Yeah. Great land for beet.
We go back Kerry, Limerick, Clare, Tipperary. We did the lorry out nearly every day drawing a bit of beet.
Yeah. So again, how many animals here, Sean, in this shed, either side?
Just 10 pins there, so there's 42 in each one. It's
good high roof, Sean, here.
It is a good high shed, yeah. Plenty ventilation.
Fibre cement?
Fibre cement, yeah.
Yeah, no sweating then or no dripping or?
No dripping is the main thing. And like, that shed is fully galvanised now, like it's worth going the extra bit.
How long has this built roughly?
This shed, I suppose it's here with 7 or 8 years, I'd say.
Yeah.
It is. The fibre cement is definitely a super job. You've no dripping down top of the cattle.
Yeah.
Even again there now you'll see like with the rubber mat, like
if
you look into any pins there, cattle are nice and clean.
I'm amazed how quiet it is.
It is very quiet, isn't it?
Like that.
They're settled, like, and they're content.
What's the slurry like then underneath when you're agitating that or
Sure, it does be thick.
that?
You'd have to add a bit of water into it, like, But you just. There's no point in putting thick slurry out in grass, like, you're better off to go to the expense of putting water into the slurry, and even a lot of the time when you have enough of storage, you're better off to put it in at the start. When you have your tanks empty, like, you're better off to throw a foot of water into the bottom, so it's there for the springtime. But if you're tight on storage, it is a bit of a risk, because not alone the weather ban, but like, the government ban, like, but in the springtime, if the weather is bad, you just can't spread it. Yeah. So it's a bit.
It's a chicken and egg, isn't it?
It's a balance, like. But you'd see there, thick slurry won't grow grass, like.
Okay. To contaminate it.
No, but it'll just sit there, won't go down into like watery slurry is what you want for growing grass. So plenty water, dilute it down and get it out that way. It works better for cattle slurry anyway.
Yes. Not too many starlings around.
No, it's not too bad there, no.
Do you have them?
We have them, but it's not bad. There's none of them really around there now. There's an odd couple of pigeons that'd be annoying us, alright, but they're hard to. And some fellas are plagued with starlings, like.
Yeah, it's incredibly bad in England, we'd say.
Is it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Especially where there's maize.
Oh, yeah.
They absolutely destroy the place.
There's maize there now and that, but they're just not around there.
So Sean, what's he doing here now, say?
He just cleaned us into the passage there, but there isn't much feed in there, but we have a V-bar for the loader, but just moves the bucket there. He's just pushing in that feed, but that'll be gone down in an hour's time now. Okay. So he'll do the 2 sheds and he'll do the other sheds over the other side, and he'll go away and mix. Once that's gone, they clean it out every day, like, you know. And he'll go away and he'll mix up new feed and he'll run that. That'll be pushed in maybe twice during the day. Then there's always someone around the yard, so that'll be pushed in, and they'll be fed again there last thing this evening. When whoever, generally Liam or Jack, but whichever one of them is last to leave, they'll diet feed them again. Yeah. Some people would have feed troughs then there. Yeah, sure, the feed trucks are, I suppose, they're a good job too, but you'll see to clean them out then is the problem after. Like, you know, they're eating so much. If we were feeding them once a day, you'd probably give them a bit more and the feed would be going off, you know? Okay. So like when they're getting it twice a day, it's only just a matter of keep topping it up, so that it's very rare we'd be cleaning that, you know, we don't have to, unless it goes stale or whatever, but you can push it out there at the load and tidy it up, but when you're feeding them twice a day, you can vary it. Like, you know, it's just they need constantly have feed there thrown in front of them. Like, you know.
What volume of feed is put in front, say, typically, any idea?
All I know is that at the minute between everything, the bigger cattle now nothing to do with weanlings or anything. I think they're feeding an average of 26 or 7 ton a day.
Right.
Is what they're eating, the big cattle. Like. So, you know, the big diet feeder there is only a load in the morning and a load in the evening time. But I'd say even in a minute there we'll go for a look. He'll be gone mixing up a load. Yeah. And we'll see what's inside in the diet. Like, you know. Fine.
The surface of the floor has held up well.
It's very good, isn't it?
You know, like even with that steel blade.
Yeah.
There's no
indents in the concrete, no cracking.
No, he's not watching where he's going.
But you can see there now, like, you know, he just gave that one rub of the bucket to tidy it up and pushed in the feed, and the whole thing is picture perfect there again. Yeah. The cattle are out eating their content, and just to get the structure of everything in place. Yeah. You know, get a system going that works for this yard, like.
So would he let them finish that feed now first?
He'll let them finish that, but they'll have that done there now in no time, like, you know, and he'll mix that and mix it all and put it in there again, like.
Yeah. How old is that blade?
That blade, it says, just there with 7 or 8 years. The load oil is newer, right? The load oil is only this year, it's 2025.
Import from the UK?
In from the UK, yeah.
Demo model job, or?
Is it which?
Is it a demo model, or?
It was a demo model, yeah. But you need, it's as important as any tractor. You need your loader, like it's vital there every morning to start feeding the cattle and pushing.
It's huge in a farm.
It's a very important.
Very versatile.
And you couldn't get over the amount of hours that you'd put up and that you think it would be doing nothing, but just constantly at something.
Better than a loader tractor?
Sure, we have a loader tractor too, but that's for outloading straw and doing work out in the fields and this and that. But a loader tractor wouldn't suit that system, like, you know, and it wouldn't load into the diet feeder. But we were saying when we'd have a good loader to be handy for going out loading the straw in the summertime, you know. But that's important here for stacking the straw inside in the sheds and everything. So do you know what? It never leaves the yard. The only reason that it leaves the yard, we were sowing corn within 4 or 5 kilometres of the yard to go out and load the drill and this and that, but other than that, it never leaves. Yeah.
Sean, just on your calf to beef system, it's obviously a big element of it is grass based. So you buy your calves in February, you put them on milk. When would you wean them typically then?
Should they nearly all get 2 bags of milk replacer, and then they'll be weaned away down and they'll be bought out there to pins close to the yard there for a couple of weeks, and like we'll move them out, but we try to keep them in the same numbers that we try to keep them in the numbers until they're finished. Like, you know, it's generally 42.
Right. And would you graze in groups of 42?
Graze in groups of 42, and like all the land back along, it's all divided into paddocks that suits that. But like, you know, when the bulls get bigger, like when they come into weanlings, you can't have a paddock of weanlings here and a paddock of weanlings here, like they'll break. You know, it's Liam and Jack look after that, but you'll have to separate them up so that they'll break into each other and they'll be fighting through the wire.
There'll be a space. So
you know, it's not as simple as just going to one farm there with 7 or 8 lots of cattle and just put them in side by side and be moving. You know, you have to walk the whole farm, like to keep them separated up.
So when the calves are on grass, then say, are they on feed as well? Are they on?
They're on ration. Yeah. But we bring that out to them again when they're out in the field. It's a bit hands-on, I suppose, but that's twice a day again. Like, you know, bring them out ration there in the morning, bring it out to them in the evening, and just feed, just as trucks out in the fields there. You know.
Yes.
But they have to get it. Like, it's time consuming, but like we've tried the creep feeders there and all that. Like, but we generally just put trucks out and bring it out in the loader and shovel it into the trucks. And, you know, but it all depends on the weather too. You know, like. And you need all the grass for young calves, like, you know, lush green grass isn't the thing for them, like.
Yes. And in East Cork, would it be fair to say calf to beef is something that a lot of tillage farmers would have done? They might have had sheep or calves. They would have had a base tillage business.
Yeah, but
they would have had.
They'd have all had some amount of animals, like, you know.
Yeah.
I suppose it's easier for the lads to have the scale the land base is there, but there's a lot of help around the yard, you know, with the contracting side of things, that they can fall in and help them with the animals. But I suppose it's sad to see, like in East Cork now, there's a lot of fields with no animals inside them. You know, it's a thing that's
and like in the 80s, 90s, or back obviously beyond that as well, it was more common that people had the animals.
And
then people probably specialised a bit more then after that, didn't they?
Yeah, and like if you drive around there, like it's very rare you'll see fields of cattle now, like, you know.
Yes.
It's a different, the suckler thing is after dying away out as well, you know. There's no shortage of cows in East Cork, like, but
and that's what has grown up.
That's what's after growing. But the beef, it's there, but it's not there to the scale it was one time. Like,
No.
You know, and they should do everything in their power to push on the beef, like, you know. The beef man is needed too.
Yeah, and sheep was popular down here too, wasn't
very
it?
Popular.
Yeah. Once upon a
but
time.
I suppose sheep, even the lads had sheep there one time, but they got out of them. But I suppose if you went further down south, you'd see a good few more sheep farms, like, you know, but right around East Cork, tis sheep are rare now, like, you know.
Okay, so roll on to the first winter. So for those animals, what's their first winter? Are they on kale or rape or anything like that, or are they going inside?
If they were out, they could be eating kale, but they'd be all in early enough, but they don't be pushed too hard for the first winter, like, you know. They get a good bit of silage, they get a bit of beet, and there's a bit of meal inside them. But it's in the summer, the second year,
following summer,
the last 90 days.
Yes, that's when they're pushed.
That's when they're pushed on.
Okay.
And like the silage it goes out of their diet, like, you know. It's all high concentrate, like you. Tis a simple, tis structured, like, from when tis the same every year, like, you know, when the calves come, the same system is in place. When the weanlings come in, tis the same thing, and they're finished the same way.
Yeah.
It's what works for the lads, like, you know. And it works good, but like them cattle for Frisian bulls, they're in good order, like.
They are.
You know.
They are.
They're as good as any cattle, like, you know.
Yeah. And I suppose the workflow with a business like this and the contracting, like, there's a lot going on in this yard. It's just not the beef.
It's not just the beef. Yeah.
The whole workload here probably suits a large contracting business in terms of when it lands.
It works good because, like, if Liam wants to bring the cattle out there, or whatever he wants to do with them, like, we'll know that we have a handy day contracting, and we can spare 3 or 4 people, and we can just say in the morning we're going at the cattle, and that's that. They're all bought up and put through the crush and do whatever must be done and bring them back down.
Yeah.
Do you know, even to move cattle, take cattle to the factory. It's the same with the feeding of the calves, or like when the calves aren't to be bedded there, just someone stay back from the contracting, and we can fall in and fall out, like, you know, and that complements it complements everything. Like, and you know, in the springtime, it is busy, but Liam and Jack are calves full time in the spring. But in fairness, there are 2 wives every weekend. They help him there with the calves, and it's hands-on.
Big team effort, yeah.
A big team effort, and I suppose we're lucky with the staff that are at the contracting. Like, if you say to them there this morning, look, you're not going out there, we just fall back and help the cattle. Like, there's no big long face, or there's no sulking. It's just get on with it, get it done, and just back contracting in the evening or the next day. And you know, the variety is nice too.
It is a great mix for some people, definitely.
If you like the animals, and I know I don't mind going on animals for a day or two, but I like to get back out on the road again. You know, so and all the lads are the same. They like the variety. You know, and tis to see a different side of it.
Yes.
And it's a good topic of conversation for us out working around the country too. You know, farmers will be asking us about the cattle and how they're doing and how we're doing this and that, and it close nets everything up for us. Like,
yes.
You know.